What's up, New Life Veterans? Today is the best day of my life, man. 2020 started out rough. I was in the hotel. You guys saw the video on YouTube. And to really just make up in my mind that, I got nothing but up to go. And it was like, it's not me, it's what God has done. I've been in and out of homelessness for 8 years. And today is a very historic day where I was able to buy my dream home because I had a passion for people as well as a passion to pull myself out of homelessness, and saw this VA disability thing for what it was. It was an opportunity to change my life and to get back my life back. And so what I did was I got the back paycheck of $43,000. And you got to have a plan for that money when you get it. You just can't get the money and say, you know what, I got this money and I'm finna do whatever. No, I had a plan. I had bad credit, number one. My credit score was 446 at the time. I said, how can I improve my credit? Well, I had understood the power of secured credit cards. So I was already a member of Navy Federal when I got the money deposited into my account. So I went to Navy Federal and said, listen, I need a secured credit card against the money that I already have. I said, let's start with 10,000. So they gave me 2 credit cards, one for $5 each on there. And I paid it, on time every month for about 6 to 10 months. And then all of a sudden they redeposited the $10,000 that they were holding into my savings account and gave me some new cards. I had these light green cards at first. They were secured cards. Then they gave me some green, really green, money green cards, which was unsecured credit, which was they trusted me now with credit of their money, okay? And so once they did that, I started to realize that my credit was improving. And so I applied for a Macy's card. All of a sudden, I got a Macy's card to shop for clothes. I got a $2,000 limit with that. So now I'm at $12,000. Then I went a step further. I got American Express, Delta Sky Club's card. I got so many stuff, and I built that credit up to $33,000 limit, and that's what my limit is on my personal side. But I knew that I had to create a new life. That's why I call this company New Life, and that new life was on the business side as well, because I wanted to make a change in my life so drastic so I can say, look, you know what? They started this country in the beginning based upon business and forced labor. These people were wealthy people from Europe that came to this country, and they did not have job mentalities. They had business on their mind. They called it trade back in then. And everywhere I went since I was 18 from the Navy, I saw multi-million-dollar houses in these places in Washington State, Vancouver, Canada, and I liked that lifestyle. But the bottom line is that most of these people who lived an extravagant lifestyle owned a business. So I knew that I had to start a business. What business could I start? That business was the business of helping other disabled veterans just like myself who struggled in this cumbersome business. There was nothing out there that says, hey, how to do this from A to B, no matter what your disabilities are. So I started a business in 2020. I played around with it. Didn't do any major stuff in 2020. 2021, I got really serious. I got serious enough and I started building my business credit. I paid $3,000 to a company to show me how to build my business credit because I understood the power of other people as mentors who've been there before me. And they are valuable to in the marketplace. And I knew I had to invest. A lot of people don't like that word investment. They're afraid of losing. But I got something to tell you right now. You will lose no matter what. If you're not losing, you're not trying. And you got to be able to understand that failure is a part of your success. I was willing to have a mindset of failure fast so I could get on to success. So I followed the blueprint of business credit. I started out with net 30 accounts, net 10 accounts with small vendors like AutoZone and WEX, which is a gas card, A to B cards, and they was trade lines that were reporting to all 3 bureaus. And to the point that I had over 14 trade accounts and universal credit from Chase credit card. I had a Chase Inc. credit card. I had a Sam's Club, which was $12,000. I had a Chase Inc. started out with $23,000. Now it's $33,000 by itself. Then I got an Amex Platinum. So one day, my Camaro was overheating. And I said, you know what? I've had that Camaro since 2017. It's a 2011. It's trying to kind of revamp my convertible because I like convertibles. So at the time when I was able to buy that convertible, I had this kind of mindset. So the power of magic of thinking big. I wanted to go big. And when I say big, I wanted the baddest convertible that's out there. And you see it in the background. And I bought this BMW because I laid the foundation in 2021 with my business credit. And see, I financed this car under New Life Veterans. This is my company, my brand. And by doing that, this is a separate life from your personal life. You got several lives in business. You can start a business tomorrow and you got another life. The thing is that I wanted my business to stand on its own without me, without my social security number on it. And so my EIN is under this. This is in Fulton County, but I live in Cobb County. My corporation address is in Fulton County, so they have Fulton County tags. So my business is in Fulton County and it stands on its own. Why am I telling you that? Is because if I did not finance this car under my business name, do you honestly think I could finance this home that you said? I got this financed and I'm just moving in today. I just closed. This is my realtor in the background looking. This guy told me, he said, Juniors, why would you rent when you're making this kind of money and you can be a homeowner? We started that process. And when they did that process of underwriting, they saw that I financed the GMC Denali Sierra. They saw that the Palisade is behind. They saw that I was paying it off. And I told them, I said, look, I paid it off. I had to prove to them in underwriting that I paid it off. So my debt to income ratio had to be at a certain level to qualify for this home. This home is a $880,000 home. And I'm not saying that to brag, but this is my first home. Because I chose to change my whole entire life in a big way, I got two things going for me: my personal credit and my business credit. And if you want a lifestyle change, I'm talking about a lifestyle change, you got to open up a business. You got to provide products and services in the marketplace. This whole planet is based upon commerce. The NBA is a business. Rap music is a business. It's not the artistry, it's the business behind it. It's the concerts, it's the promotion, it's the merchandise. In NBA, it's not the talent, it's the programming on TV. It's the commercials that they're selling, the advertisement. In politics, it's not about you, it's about the big dollar donors. The big dollar donors get them to place advertisement. That's a business. So the CNNs and all the TV productions are getting money from advertising to sell you to vote for them. And then when they get in office, they do what the hell they want to do. All of this shit is about business. So we need to get out of that mindset of a job mentality. I have been in Atlanta, Georgia since 2012, and I never had a job. I have financed over $1 million in property inside of from 2022 to August 2023. How could you do that? Could you do that on a job? Could you go from zero to over $1 million in property inside of 20 months? And I'll show you something so amazing about real estate. And if you don't buy real estate, you're insane. Not just for your personal, but from a business standpoint. This home had $111,000 in equity. And I paid more than less than $12,000 in closing. The owners paid $16,000 in closing.
They paid more closing than you?
They paid more closing than I did. And I got to own a piece of property with $12,000 leveraged on $880,000, and I made $111,000. Are you gonna make $111,000 buying a liability called a BMW or a Palisade or a GMC Denali? The money is not in cars, ladies and gentlemen. We need to understand the difference between assets and liabilities. We need to spend more time with assets than liabilities. Liabilities take money from your pocket. Assets put more money in your pocket. This has been my message I want to share with you guys because I want to elevate your mind. New Life Veterans, more than just VA disability. We're talking about life-changing opportunities. If you need to learn how to get your business credit on, I want you to click the link down below this video. If you need to know how to use life insurance as a bank, a whole life insurance policy, you need to click the link at the bottom of this video. If you want to just change your whole mindset and leave a legacy, your name should mean something to everybody in your family. Your last name, my last name is Bennett, it's going to mean something. Okay? Because I'm putting myself in a position. I'm networking with guys like in real estate, doing investments. My multifamily game is finna go to the roof. I'm buying apartment buildings next. Why? Because I want somebody else to pay for my lifestyle. Because we're gonna get older one day. We're gonna be tired of working. Our tenacity is going backwards as we age. You need money coming in regardless of whether or not you're working or not. And that's been my message. I hope you guys enjoyed this message. Not to brag, it's just an example of how God can really just quadruple your life, how he can just explode because he said in his word, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. I'll talk to you soon. God bless.